I'm on it. Fuck the microphone shit. 10 tokes from the bong hit, the back of my brain. Drove a nigga insane. Feeling comfortable in my large frame. Stature. See a bitch? Can I catch her? But see, my mind lets thoughts saturate. Sometimes you got to contemplate. See, these females be offering much hate. Smoke with a nigga, then send you upstate. The pussy often comes with a fake. Catch AIDS or get sprayed by her husband. Nobody grieves because he's the loved one. Those hazel eyes, that could be your son. But no sun, no day, no moon, no light. Trap forever because pussy is clever in eternal night. Bye-bye to sadness, farewell to sorrow. I deem this theme, I live for tomorrow. One nigga pulled a pistol. 2 niggas got shot. But their boy brought the Mossberg and cleared the whole block. They had military issue versus 3 old Glocks. 4 cruisers showed up instantly to add 5 witnesses to the scene. Fuck the drama, fuck your mama. Catch 6 bursts from this 16. 7 dead pigs, the SWAT got to split your wig. 8 grams of nerve gas, watch you die, bitch nig. When they caught them all, the final count, 24 bodies. This is street warfare. Those are military amounts. The fact is, I never knew one of those killers. See, they stay by Texas, and I was raised by the Villa. You can catch me in grad school taking one to the brain. These books and these blunts keep a soldier's view plain. Working for my own so I don't have to borrow. I owe on some loans, so I live for tomorrow. Let it be known, I've been grown, so I've had plenty of days. This crooked line we're walking divides into 3 ways. Tossing dreams on lost pasts, torn between paths. The quickest way is said will cut travel time in half. Ask Moses, he split the Red Sea through a staff. Remember, if I call you my friend, the line was straight in the begin, and so shall it be in the end. Unleashed all my anxiety on niggas that's trying me. Not scared, just not prepared for dying, G. Know the soldiers, blow the doja, and I passed the test. Your soul ain't been blessed, in peace you won't rest. But I ain't a killer, the hood brought it, I guess we bought it. It's like the chicken pox when you caught it. It takes over for a minute. I'm on it, so I'm in it. Hardly in existence, ancestry and subsistence. So feel my persistence for a debt they have to pay. Let us reap because we stayed. They should sow what was paid. Still want one more, like a kid in the candy store, even in light of all the tomorrows I have made.
My brother, we have to give it to you. It's always been love, nothing else. That's our friend right there. Brother family. That's
Indeed. We got some
always
music.
keep it correct. Again. Keep it trill.
Woo! That was hot. Here we are again. Thursday nights, live and direct from www.listenvisionlive.com, WLVS Listen Vision Studios from Washington, D.C. Blasting out worldwide. So I just want to say bonjour, konbanwa. Any other languages you want to say?
Pasa.
Que pasa, Jumbo indeed. You are turning into the one and only Art Spoken.
And I gotta say it as I say it every week. Represent Detroit's East Side. Thank you. I'm gonna do that every show.
Okay. With that being said, as I said, you are tuned into Art Spoken, the show that is brought to you for your enjoyment to understand and learn about all the arts. My name is Layla McGann. I am a host, and to my right is
Demetrius Jackson, no one other known. East Side Detroit. I'll say it again.
Okay. We gotta get a branch office in Detroit. but for those who are just tuning in for the first time, let's just give you a rundown about what we do here. Basically, we provide a forum for artists to come on, display their crafts and present themselves personally. Unfiltered, raw, direct.
Raw.
Yes, indeed. Please tell your friends to tune in, and those who are continuing listening to us, we have to say thank you. Our support grows every week. This is our 6th show, and we hope to do 106, 206, 306. We're just going. We're going. Tonight we have an excellent show. You can tell everybody in the studio is just hype. Everybody in the studio is just hype. And, with that being said, I just want to go back to the first poet we just heard who opened the show. As you know, that's something we do. We have one of our artists perform before we introduce the show, just to get you guys in the mood about what we're going to do. Mister, Can you introduce yourselves to our listeners?
How you doing? Good to be here. My name is Christopher D. Jarnett. Several pseudonyms. They're not necessary right now, but I'm happy to be here. Happy that my friends got something good going on and allow me to offer my modest attempt at some communication via poetry.
You don't have to be modest at all because, like, you know, like,
whatever, man.
I mean, listen.
I'll be arrogant when I'm wealthy.
No, but on the real, be arrogant because if you've been listening to our show, we bring nothing but stellar acts on you. We feel like
again,
it's
you have reckoned. Hey man, presented yourself.
You got to earn it. In my opinion, you got to earn
and
the
you know
fly.
what? And we're going to be talking about that because we cut through the crap on this show. A lot of people out there think they can rap. A lot of people out there think they can draw. A lot of people out there think they can rhyme. But there's something more to that besides just putting a pencil to paper. You have to have heart behind it. And while we were talking about the show or blasting the show earlier, we wrote up a little bio on yourself, Mr. Christopher D. Jarnett, and one of the language that I used was such that I've known you, well, for full disclosure, I've known you for a really long time. You've been doing this for a really long time. You've been a fan and aficionado of the arts for a really long time, and I really didn't realize how tight you were until I got to the point in my life where I could really appreciate who and what you were doing. And I just want you to go into that a bit tonight, about where you came from, how you found yourself in it, and just what motivates you. Because, like I said, you have the emotions behind the words you spit. Like, I quiver when I hear your voice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm hitting with the exclamation mark though.
No, sincerely. I still want to use country, but I won't.
It's cool. Hey man, we got almost 20 years.
Hey
brother.
man, this ain't an interview.
You
This
can
is
feel
about
cool with
kicking.
country.
No, I mean
That's what I'm
this
saying.
is round. This is
This
a
ain't an
round
interview,
table
it's about
discussion.
kicking.
This is a round table
You
discussion.
cool with country, man. We got
You know,
years.
So sincerely, like, where is this born from?
To be absolutely honest, I have to go back. High school. No, 8th grade. I ran into a phenomenal reading teacher named Miss Grissett. And she had inspired a lot of kids with poems. We had to read some poetry, and I really didn't get some of it, but I understood that that there's some subjectivity to understanding, and she never required some objective perspective of what you've seen. I had some teachers in high school that would be like, no, this is exactly what it is because the expert said so. I'm like, but he didn't talk to them. He didn't even like, he didn't like people. It's like listening to The Road Not Taken, and everybody thinking that's about the choices in life. And Robert Frost is like, man, that's about a dude who facilitated every day about which way we're going to go when we take our daily walks. It's really not about the choices in life as much as you have lamented about it, So, faith is what you make, interpretation is everything. So I think my subject matter was probably influenced more by hearing the things that rap was talking about, coming from an area where, you grow up with guys who delve into activities that are probably not desirable around your parents. But you keep it cool. You can be the guy that you have a little fun at night. My aunt's here, so I don't really want to really go too deep into high school activities or whatever, or young man activities. But you live and you learn, and you see things, and you end up at funerals, and you end up seeing people falling by the wayside, going to juvie, going to jail, catching cases, catching bodies, people dying, and to be able to be there and be amongst it, but not necessarily be overly involved in it, allows you some perspective. But you get this glorification or this veneration of this gangster lifestyle when it comes with so many more consequences than a record deal. Like parents cry. Seriously.
That's real.
Dudes that get shot don't just sit down and be like, ooh, I'm hit. They cry. Seriously, they cry.
I should have.
Dudes die in house fires and they're screaming when their skin is burning off their bodies. Who's gonna tell their story? Who's gonna tell their story? Who's gonna tell the story of this 8-year-old that nobody can find while we heard about this little girl, Kaylee Anthony or Casey Anthony in Florida for no fucking reason. Seriously, like in where Florida? Like this is the president lives down the street and there's a girl missing. The guy's killed his wife, he's killed himself. Like, who's gonna tell that story? I don't know if it's gonna be me, but somebody has to tell that story.
And for those who don't know, he's talking about the Alicia Red case that's all over the news right now. And
no, see, my aunt lives in Atlanta. It's not all over the news. That's my point.
Okay.
It's not on Fox News, MSNBC. It's not all over the news.
You know why though? And this is another show, but it's because it has something to do with the melatonin in their skin. But we'll talk about that later. So, Mr. DeJarnette, how did you like you use this platform to provoke, to educate, to
primarily to communicate. I'd like to. I want to find something with a cadence that evokes thoughts, but also invokes people to request. I like that. Maybe you should keep going with that. You may have not that I have a skill or some proclivity, but you may have that may be a strength. Talent is shit. You can be born with talent and die with the same amount if you don't do anything with it. Michael Jordan says, "Hey man, my kids think they're Michael Jordan by birthright. Like I spend a lot of nights not working.
Yeah.
I mean not sleeping, like focused on the end. So,
but you also bring up a good point. I consider myself an artist in my own right, but I have yet to meet my plateau, if you will, and I hope I never meet my plateau because I always want to keep climbing. Where do you find, and just speak to the young artists out there, like the confidence when you start writing those first sentences or that first paragraph, and then you reread it, and a lot of people question themselves, or self-doubt comes into play because in this world there are a lot of people who are naysayers. If you're doing something that's different, bigger, and better, a lot of people don't understand. So where did you find your perseverance just to say, what, damn it, my diary is my Bible, and I'm rock to it.
Well, I'm coming from a Christian, really Bible South, so I don't know how much I would call it my Bible.
Well,
except
you understand what I'm saying.
Except that the Bible is a book, and it is my book.
Yes.
And given that, the wherewithal comes within, like it's intrinsic. It's like it's not about. I hopefully communicate effectively, but I've given some things that I think may have touched on subjects that other people, don't go to, or maybe never even studied, or ever question. People. We live in a very surface society, and so tell me what I need to hear, and I'll be okay with the answer. And we don't question you unless we don't question you until you offend our sensitivities or our sensibilities. So, if I write something about philandering, murdering David, who ended up having to kill his own son to keep his kingdom, people are like, no, he was a man after God's own heart. It's like, what does that tell you about God's heart? Like maybe,
we need another
maybe
hour.
like God is a vengeful God. You know what I'm saying? Vengeance is mine. Like it comes back to tell you some things. It's indicative of some other things, but nobody wants to hear that story that the man after God's own heart sent his general, to the front lines to die so he can have his wife. Nobody listens to that story. It's right there though.
Yes.
It's right there.
And I think the thing that kind of makes you stand apart from many other guests that we've had on is that you're not necessarily out there. You're not the overt artist. You're an altruistic artist. But a lot of people, who are consider themselves artists, put their art out there to be, ratified by the masses. I know you personally, so I know you're doing other things that occupy your time.
Yeah.
You're a teacher, and a great teacher at that. And you're dealing with things on a day-to-day basis that doesn't allow you to say, chase that contract or, go to that spoken word or, get your album out. But the diligence that you purvey and that you persist is respectable because, you're working just as hard to communicate in the same respect that these other artists are out there who are doing nothing else but that. How long have you been doing this?
I've been writing for about 3 presidents now.
See, even his answer is artistic. 3 presidents. Is that double administrations as well, or?
We're 3 presidents.
Okay. Okay.
We're on the 3rd one.
We're on the 3rd. And do you have ambitions to be like? Are you published or?
I am not published. I don't write in standard meter or verse, and so my desire would be maybe to find something in the spoken word category where it's recorded. Maybe like a Fat Cat Players type thing, or something along that line. But I will say that while you mentioned like the spoken word people who are going out there, like there's something in delivery. I'm incredibly monotone.
Honestly though, but like your delivery is sick.
I hear you, but it's also something I'm learning. Like I used to just give it flatly, but like allow I've learned that you need to allow people like a moment to like laugh. Like I got some laughter in the midst of something that I didn't know that people would catch or not catch. You did?
Yeah.
I heard but like sometimes there's some necessary pauses that you can learn from performers. And if you want people, if you want to have some greater visibility, because I like people to hear something that they haven't considered more so than, me making $1 million off of anything. I mean, I feel like the best way for me to make $1 million is to get some index funds.
But like you're so holistic in your.
But when my, what I'm saying, I guess when my rich uncle get out the poorhouse, I might make it there too. But until then, I'm a grind on the grind, and as I learn to offer, perform better than I feel like I may have more confidence in actually putting it there. But I mean, you say I do it with confidence. I swear I feel like who is it, Cujo on Goody Mob. You know what I'm saying? 3 records deep, and I still get stage fright. I'm over a decade into this writing thing and performing in front of people, and there's still some trepidation that I feel. I tighten up a little bit. I wonder. I feel a quickening of the pulse. Now, so does the tiger when he hunts. You feel me? And so does the antelope. The question is, who gets away? You feel me? Who comes up? So that quickening of the pulse is fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? So I got a choice to make, and my dad ain't raised no hoe. So.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I got to stay there.
So can I ask you to share or drop another gem on us?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. So this is titled Sextasy. I'm gonna try to let my baritone voice work with me on this one.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when we're live, people. Like we got callers calling in, like we hear you. You're tight. You're tight. Can I sign you now?
I'm on the microphone right now. I'll catch you back.
For real, we got groupies calling.
Chill out. Chill out. But this is called Sextasy.
That was funny.
I would
That was a good one.
I would love nothing more than to be submerged in your chasm. Let's communicate as we navigate to ultimate orgasm. My stout member and your inundated center simultaneously spasm. Then just for a bit, I'll orally embrace your clit till you say I must have him. Some say greatness of tongue means a subpar schlong, but they haven't had him. The mutual Mount Everest we reached makes us feel our excited nerves begin stabbing. Skin so sensitive in the afterglow that soft touch feels like jabbing. Not about jism or schism or leg schisms, but romance with the essence of jasmine. As we looked at each other, saying in synchronicity, I would have never imagined. Round one over, and sensuality is in the air. Both strolling the house with self-deceived, imperfect bodies at which the other just stares. Not out of criticism, but curiosity, because neither really cares about societally imposed ideals that are far from real and a universe from fair. I glare into your ojos and sense that your defenses aren't there as you respond with a look that made me your 7-course fare. Like food, y'all. You begin to speak and so do I, but I acquiesce to your chair. I want to taste you. Yeah, I'd like that too, as she kneels like prayer. 2 hands both intent on making me grow hair, returning the favor like a good neighbor when both receive welfare. I could tell there was more on her mind, her posterior in midair, requesting I approach her from behind, my eyes lit like a flare. In this economy, the market rules, and ours is laissez-faire. Hip grabbing, shoulder pulling, ass smacking, cheek spreading, neck kissing, with timing and rhythm so rare. After the peak, she chose to speak, said, I'm glad you decided to spare. Postcoitally, we converse about thoughts at the time, speaking on politics and the Osama-Obama skit on conservative radio prime. Coursing over our favorite foods like writing rap lines. My preferred ketchup was Del Monte. Hers was Heinz. Explained that I snore, and if I needed to leave, it's fine. In response, she retorted that when she laughed, she snorted like backyard swine. Said, you ain't going nowhere. Now bring your ass over here, 'cause tonight you're mine. Then paused for a moment. I shouted like my granddad, girl, where you going? Returned to the bedroom, nipples in full bloom, with a bottle of wine. Not Cabernet, more like Perrier Jouet, you know, the doubly fermented kind. Poured bubbly on my mind, on my body, then licked me, a feeling so divine. Then she pounced on me and mounted me, which must be a crime. Working those Kegels, tight enough to squeeze a needle, or 11 pennies from one dime. My mouth began to water immediately as she began to grind. At the top of my lungs, our lungs, oh my fucking God, we alternately began to chime. She said the neighbors might come knocking. I said, that's fine. Without rushing, she came gushing, and I smiled blushing. And she winked so sublime, 'cause she knew soon enough. Ooh! There I was, out of my fucking mind. Soaked in sweat, wishing I wasn't woke yet, but it must be a sign. Rushed upstairs to put pen to pad to express this fantasy in rhyme.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to take a break and cool off. That was Christopher DeJarnette. You're listening to Art Spoken on www.listenvisionlive.com. We're just gonna take a quick break for a minute, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
Again.
Art Spoken, www.listenvisionlive.com, WLVS, Listen Vision Studios, Georgia Avenue, across the street from the one and only Howard University.
Howard School of
You?
Yes, HU. I just want to introduce our guest again. We were speaking to Christopher DeJarnette in the last half hour, who was dropping some ridiculous science. And when I say science, poetry. This man needs to get signed. He needs to get picked up. He needs to publish a book. He needs to be out there speaking the truth. His personality and his character backs up everything that he's saying and everything that he's doing. But you know what? That isn't like everybody that we bring on our show, because we don't fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? Because we got nasty dunks. And... we got nasty.
All right, man. Let me rewind that real quick.
You know what I'm saying? But we're just gonna keep moving right along. And, you know,
89 reference, really?
I'm old. You know what I'm saying, like I can grab the rim.
That's like jacket tackle right there.
But that's how we get down. We laugh, we love. So moving right along, you know, like I said, the first guest you guys just listened to was Christopher DeJarnette. We will make sure that this man has works that you can purchase and or read somewhere, because he can't go through this life without leaving his mark. You can't. You know, I mean, boys aside, your lyrics, your rhyme, your energy, your vision, your communication is something that is not to be underestimated, you know, or to be buried. Sincerely, I mean, like very provocative.
I'm humbled.
You know, I mean, even the way that you describe your works is art. You know, and if you just missed it, we're gonna have this show up online next week. You can go back and listen to it again, because you missed a genius. But we have several geniuses on our show. We're moving right along to the next one. The man to my left is the one and only Dwayne Sawyer. If you live in D.C., you know this man very well, because he's made you very happy several times. But he's also well-traveled, well-experienced, you know, and immaculate in his craft just the same. And what is that craft? That craft is called mixology. And albeit we all hate that term around this table, it's the term we have to use. How would you call? What would you call yourself? I mean, like sincerely, like introduce yourself.
I'm Dwayne. My title is I'm a liquor dude.
Yes.
I'm in the liquor business.
I mean, that's kind of like what his last poem was, but you know.
I'm in the liquor business.
Me too.
Aren't we all?
Me too.
Aren't we all?
I do music, food, liquor, and that's it.
No, but you do so much more than that. And the reason why we invited you on the show is because we wanted you to display what's the man behind the mask, or the man behind the music, so to speak. I mean, like Christopher, many people around this table have known you for quite a while as well. You know, well, I'm not going to say all that you've got me into, but, you know, we'll talk about that later. But nonetheless, no, sincerely, I really wanted you to come on the show because
I mean,
you do have a respectable craft that a lot of people underappreciate, you know.
I mean, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But I was just saying, like, one of the things that we wanted to get on, and that's why we actually brought Dwayne on, is because it's a difference. A lot of people don't really understand, you know what I'm saying, the basis of art. There's different type of arts and different type of forms. This brother, what he does to make your drink, for it to look the way that it looks, to taste the way that it tastes, that's talent. And so what we want to, you know what I'm saying, people know, like, there's different things, etc., that you don't really look at it as actually being art. But this man is an artist.
He is an artist. He is an artist. And
He's an artist. Every time I get drunk, I say, hey.
But you know what, but I think that, honestly, I don't want to discount what you're saying, but like I think the reason why I brought him on, because that kind of discounts who he is holistically. You know, getting people faded is just
Easy.
30% of what he does. You know, there's an artistry to it that we were discussing, you know, behind the scenes, which includes taste, visual arts, and performance art.
It's chemistry too.
You know, I mean, and there are a lot of artists out here, like for example, you know, who I mean, and not to discount anybody out who's out here doing one-dimensional things, but like you know, if you're painting a picture,
Why not discount them?
no, I'm not trying to discount them at all, but I'm just saying, but like, see, like you're gonna get me in trouble on my own show. No, like, but as we were just trying to extrapolate, you know, like, and what we're trying to build up here is like, you know, the bartender. The bartender sincerely is a genuine gentleman that has been exploited over the time. You know, anybody nowadays can get a bartender's license, go in there and pour a vodka tonic. It takes a genius to have an audience. You know, in case in point, I've known people to leave establishments because this gentleman is not working. They walk in. Oh, he's not working. You know what? I'll go get my lit somewhere else. You know, but part of that lit includes the personality that he brings. Part of that experience includes the aesthetic that he brings, the flavors that he brings, the visuals that he brings, and the personality. You know, I mean, it's a very dynamic engagement here, and I hope I'm doing you justice. But no, sincerely, you know, and that's why, like Demetrius said, we wanted to bring you on just to show the world that, you know, the aesthetics of arts is ever expanding. You know, it's just not dance, singing, rapping, rhyming. You know, it's food, it's culinary, and I would continue to be a culinary artist.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And honestly, like you know, the reason why I know this guy is sick because you can walk into any of the establishments or events that he's working, not know what you want, and he'll look at you, size you up, ask you what liquor you like, and blow your mind. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you. So who are you again?
I'm Dwayne. I'm the bar manager at 11th and U Street. I've worked all around this city at different venues and different bars and different restaurants. And the way I approach
You're too
a
humble.
drink
You're too humble.
is because when you walk in, I want a woman to be able to look at a glass and say, I want that without knowing what's in it.
Yes.
And then I want men to buy that drink for her.
See, that's hostile right there. That's
So
hostile.
if you
That's
have
hostile.
12 or 15 women at the bar and they're all pointing at a drink without knowing the liquor, then men are going to buy that drink for them.
Okay.
So it's got to taste good and it's got to look good. And it usually works.
But all right, but let's back up a bit.
Business is business.
Let's back up a bit because we're also going to talk about your business, which is Black
Okay.
Pirate Inc.
Right.
But where did you start with this? You know, like mixing Tang, Kool-Aid, like you know,
I'll
put
tell
some
you.
rum in this.
I'll tell you where I started. So I was at a 9 to 5 and I started a business doing private parties.
Okay.
For people that were hiring me just to do private parties. And then they fired everybody in my department. And so in like a week, I had to start. In a week, I literally, by time, and started working on the Georgetown waterfront for Farmers and Fishers before it flooded, which is a mixology bar. So when you start at a mixology bar, everything else is secondary. If you start at the top, then everything else is 5 rungs lower on the ladder. So when you start that high, everything else is visual, taste, this, that. So I worked there under a master mixologist who kicked my, can I say ass? He kicked my
No
ass
FCC
for,
people are here.
he kicked my ass for,
He wasn't censored.
well, he kicked my ass.
PG-13 compared to him.
Really, right. Well, he kicked my ass for a month straight, and I thought he was an
And
asshole.
you said master.
He's a yes.
Okay.
He creates cocktails for restaurants that pull $1 million or $2 million a year.
Wow.
So working under him, he was an asshole. But at the end of the day, after that month, then I understood what he was going for. He's going for visual and taste.
Yes.
So even though there's a disclaimer on the menu that says it's gonna take longer to get your drink, when you get it, you're gonna pay anywhere from $15 to $25 to $50 for this drink, and you're gonna love it.
Yes.
And you're gonna look at it and you're gonna tell your friends, and you're gonna come back and pay another $25 to $50 for another fucking drink from this guy. So he's really, really, really meticulous on the way shit looks and tastes. But you know, he also runs 3-4 different restaurants, and so all of the cocktails look amazing. They come out amazing, and so I adapted that. Even though I'm not at a cocktail bar, I put that into what I do every day at the bar. So once I did that for 3 years straight, and then the Georgetown waterfront flooded, and I was they kind of just let me loose in the city. And then after that, every bar I hit, I was at the top. Every bar I hit, I was at the top of the hiring chain. You hit me, there's 4 bartenders there, unless they're my friends that were trained the same way. I'm at the top. Everybody else is below me.
So with that being said, how do you study or grow in this industry? I understand you've won some awards as well.
I've entered about 5 or 6 contests. The first 2 I didn't actually place, but I got an honorable mention. The other 3 I won silver. The other one I won 3 out of 4 chains, which if you come to my bar on a Saturday night, the DJs refer to me as 3 chains because they were up behind the bar where I'm standing, because it was only 4 chains to mention, but it was at the North American Spirit Challenge. It was best cocktail, best presentation, and best in show.
Okay.
So there were the contest started with like 75 bartenders in the city. They dropped it to 20, and then they picked the best 6. And out of the best 6, then I won 3 out of the 4 medals that were left.
So I'm going to get back to the artistic aspect. Your palettes involved.
Right.
Yes. How do you know? Because you create drinks.
Right.
Yes. And for the layman out there, we go to the bar or we go to the liquor store. Walls of bottles. And a lot of people just buy one and get ice and they're happy. What is your divine intuition to look at flavors, fruits, spices, and say, okay, I'm going to put this together with that together with this, in various amounts, of course.
Well, the way I was taught is you don't do name drinks. So when people come in and ask for, I want bullshit this or blah, blah, that, or whatever the fuck it is, most of the time I have no idea what it is. But the only thing I want to know is, and he was right, the only thing I want to know is what liquor you want and how you want it to taste. Do you want it to be bitter, sour, sweet, tart, whatever it is you want it to be? After you tell me the liquor, I make it that way. It saves money because I'm not making a drink you don't actually want that you read on the bullshit drink menu and you didn't actually like, and it creates an experience to where you feel like that drink is custom to you.
But how much practice does this take?
A lot. It takes going to board. It takes having a library of about 10 to 15 books that you read on spices, bitters, pre-prohibition cocktails, post-prohibition cocktails.
That's crazy.
Tiki cocktails, bourbon, gin, vodka, tequila. It takes a lot of books to read.
You thought law school was easy.
So you read all the books, and then you read the post-prohibition, the pre-prohibition, all the bullshit that I read because I'm a liquor nerd, and then you have a taste profile in your head so that when somebody walks in and they say, I don't know what I want, you start with the liquor, build the drink, you sell it, they buy it, then they can't get it anywhere else, which is the plus.
Okay, so here's the $64,000 question. Because what do you like to drink?
Honestly, bourbon and ginger ale.
Okay.
I drink bourbon and I drink ginger ale. I don't ever usually drink cocktails unless I'm at a bar with a bartender that I know his skill level and I'll allow him to make me some sort of fucking concoction. Yes. Other than that, you're only making me bourbon and ginger ale or bourbon and Coke, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so also I know you've done some traveling. Explain the flaring.
Okay, so flare is what they do in Vegas. Every bartender in Vegas knows flare. You're tossing bottles around, you're tossing shakers. So since not many people are doing it in DC, I think they do it at Fridays, then I decided to adopt that training. Right. Really? So I decided to adapt that training. I went in January. I'm going back in April. So I'm going to do most of the workshops. So by the time I'm going to say June comes, then I'll have, what we'll do is we'll stop the party, they'll throw on a song, and I'll do a flare presentation. So I'll have exhibition flare and working flare. So I'll toss bottles around, juggle about 3 or 4 of them. And,
But this is not something that anybody like. This you're certified in this. Like,
yeah, you have to be.
You
So-
have to be. Yeah. I
So
mean,
you go
like,
out to Vegas.
There's
you
some
take
liability
2 or 3 courses.
issues involved as well.
A lot of liability issues. There are a lot.
Exactly.
There are a lot.
Exactly.
But once you get it down, it just keeps the attention for maybe 5 or 10 minutes from the guests. They watch you do your show. You toss some shit around. You make them a drink. It just keeps their attention so they can buy more drinks.
So what's it like being a black Tom Cruise, my man?
Well,
It's like you called him Tom Cruise, so you know.
the only,
about
the only
cocktail
drawback, the
dynamic,
only
'cause
drawback
he used to
is
spin and-
the only drawback is if I go in and I'm tired and somebody says, "Okay, so I want to see something," and you know you're like, "I don't feel like doing that shit today," and that's the only drawback. Other than that, I mean, you're gonna do. I mean, honestly, I do it out of habit anyway, and I don't even notice that I'm doing shit, tossing shit around because it just makes it easy. But just when people ask me and I don't feel like it, that's the only drawback.
And I'm glad you brought up the whole notion of being tired, because as we alluded to earlier, you're just not throwing slinging drinks out here. You're also an entrepreneur, a president of your own corporation or industry, if you will, or a company. Tell us a bit more about that.
So my company is called Black Pirate Incorporated. I train bartenders. I consult restaurants for their drink menu, and then I train the bartenders that work there to make the drinks that I make up for the menu. I train a bartending 201 course for Rock to See United, and I do private events. So you hire me, I start $25 to $150, whatever it is you need. The more shit you need, the more I charge you.
And you did the White House.
I did do the wipe.
Yes,
I
you
did.
Yes.
I was personally invited by somebody on staff at the White House, and I
Yes.
did their party, so I
See,
brought
that's
two people
rock
with
star
me.
right there.
I did
That's
the White
rock
House,
star right
right?
there. You got the chief of staff licked.
Right. So I got to be in the White House. I got to roam free, and I got to walk into places I wasn't supposed to, and I took pictures. I didn't get
Oh,
arrested.
my bad, Michelle.
But got Michelle off is right.
Catch any monikers?
No. No, they just kind of looked at me to help, but I had a ball though.
So what's the top for you?
I guess retiring and open a
yeah,
bar in
yeah.
Nassau and walking with no shoes on and have just people come. Like, not a tourist bar, one that fits right in the middle for locals and tourists. So I always have business, get old, and serve there, and then have, people come, give jobs, shit like that.
And do you have events as well?
Yeah. Usually my events concern DC Vinyl Heads.
Okay.
DJ One Love, DJ Jimmy Fingers,
Where is
DJ
this?
Bobby. So I do. We do Vinyl Heads at Lounger 3. We do DJ One Love, a throwback party, a Wednesday night relax party. Everything is at Tap and Parlor on 11th of U Street. And so the bartenders, because I do music, food, and drinks, we combine the music with the drinks, and everything works out. On a Saturday night, you come in, don't ask for a fucking mojito at 1 o'clock in the morning because it's busy, but
I
you
like
will
my
be
men
boogieing.
crushed.
You will be boogieing and have good drinks at 1 in the morning on a Saturday night at my bar.
What about the after hours joint though?
After hours, I do an after hours party once a month, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. People don't really realize that.
It's
They,
late.
they don't
It's
realize
late.
what time it is until the lights come on at 7:30 in the morning, and then
Sun's
they look
up.
at their watch because the music and the music, the drinks, and the food are going on, and so they don't realize what time it is until the lights come on, and they're like, "Oh shit, is it really 7:30 in the morning?" And I'm like, "Yes."
So real
That's
quick,
at a private
Spot
location,
for y'all
actually.
people download after hours.
real quick. So plug how people can catch you, because I would ask you to can you show us some of your craft? But before you do that, just just tell them once again where they can.
Okay, so everything is tied into my business. www.blackpirateinc.net. My Instagram is Black Pirate Inc. and my Twitter is Black Pirate Inc. and my Facebook is my name, my government, Dwayne Sawyer.
And this is an international
with a
show, so you folks in Bahrain, holler. Holler.
And the way I came up with Black Pirate Inc., me and a very close friend of mine were in Chicago, and we went to a museum, and they had an exhibit on black pirates, which I didn't know existed. So what happened was the slaves that ran away ran to the ports, and all of their maritime skills that they could use, water skills, shit like that, they would go and they would take over slave ships and take the shit down, and like, we're gonna take over shit. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then their motto is on your own account, which means you pretty much
ride or die.
That's right. So when you like the tattoos on my neck, I've decided that that's what the fuck I'm gonna do.
That's what's up.
Unstoppable King.
So let me ask you real quick. So you're gonna throw down for us?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna make something for you.
Okay, bet.
Let me ask you one question.
What's up?
So I think everybody looking sees like an all black. If you can't see, like, she's an all black perspective.
Except for the engineer. Jordan, where are you at?
But nobody sees him. Nobody sees him. So my question is, like, at your events, or especially, specifically your parties, like, are they culturally diverse?
They're culturally diverse because being on the corner of 11th and you have to understand. Even though technically it's been there since 1926, and since the cave has been there since 1926, Duke Ellington performed, Pearl Bailey performed, all these people performed downstairs. But with it being on the corner, it's so diverse that people just walk past the window and come in. Every race. So whenever I have a party, these people that come, and since I know people of every race, everybody comes to my party. Everybody chills out. Everybody has a good time. Doesn't matter what fucking color you are, as long as you're fucking cool. That's all that counts.
Yes. And that goes back to the draw of yourself, the person behind the bar, the mixologist, the person turning up the evening. I mean, the DJ has one part.
The quarterback.
There you go. And the DJ's the wide receiver.
Right.
Exactly.
We do feed off one another.
You need each other. Yes. But okay, so let us know what are you about to do?
I'm gonna do a drink that's actually on. Okay, so I'm in the process of redoing the whole menu. I've only done half. So what I'm gonna do is a flamed orange Manhattan, which is actually on the menu now at Tap and Paula on 11th U Street, which is the bar that I manage. Don't ask for
DC.
Don't ask for that shit at 1:00 in the morning, but you good at like 10 or 11.
Okay.
Right before 12, before it gets busy.
All right, bet. So we're gonna let him do his thing, and we even got some theme music for you.
Oh shit.
You ready?
Yes. I can't stand up.
Oh, we'll move the mic for you.
Oh shit, not Tiger. I like Tiger.
Yeah, the sirens and everything going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about to be up.
No bullshit. So it's Suburban. Class act. No bullshit. Ounce of wheat remove. Wow. Half an ounce of lemon juice. 2 dashes of orange bitters. It's a stirred cocktail, so it's just chilled. It's supposed to be 50 turns, but y'all only gonna get like 10, 15, 20 at the most. Martini glass. And then
You got this on camera, people?
it's called the Flamed Orange Manhattan for the Flamed Orange.
Wow.
Bam. There you go.
That's art. That was spoken.
I want to see you try this at home.
Spoken.
For real. Actually,
was
don't
art
try
that
this
was
at
spoken.
home. Don't try this at home. For real. Like I said. And it's been a pleasure. It's definitely been a pleasure to have everybody on tonight. So I got my green cup. Don't get twisted. This ain't no beer. real, for real. This is how we do every Thursday. ListenVisionLive.com. This is Art Spoken.
Yeah.
We got about a minute left. We love all of our fans. We love all of our listeners. We love all of our supporters. You know, if you've been listening to our show, is this your first time or your fifth time or your sixth time? Please go tell your neighbor, tell your mama, tell your brother, tell your sister. You know, just blast us out everywhere because we're bringing you the truth, sincerely. You know, we're not corporate sponsored. We're not. Our message is not filtered. This is real people talking about real stuff. And
This
real
ain't an interview.
Yes.
This is us kicking it.
It's
That's
us
all
kicking
I
it,
gotta
you know what I'm
say.
saying?
That's what
And
the show
honestly, you can learn something. You can learn something because I know every time I'm behind this microphone and I have guests next to me, I learn something. I feel better each night I leave the studio, and I would appreciate and I would hope
I
that the
learned
listeners
new
feel the
things
same way
about
as
people
well.
that I knew that I didn't even know.
Sincerely.
For real.
So I mean, like, with that, we're just about to get out of here. We're gonna rock some beats for a minute because we got another show coming on. This is www.listenvisionlive.com. I want to thank both our guests, Christopher DeJarnett, Dwayne Sawyer, Black Pirate
Nice.
Inc. You know, for real,
Yeah.
holler.
Hey, thank you.
Let us rub.